Hello, Craig, and of course, hello, GameBot. Um, on Well Dressed Bones, our players were accused of attacking the library through their failed attempt at calming the remnants, and then with murder as two of the high clerics that accompanied them and could vouch for them were found dead after their little misadventure. Um, in this trial, they realized that they would essentially automatically be found innocent if they passed the test that Tinnitus was now undergoing to become a high cleric, and so sent their souls into the realm of death in order to accomplish a trial in which they had to travel to a distant sanctuary, recover something that was left there, and bring it back and bring themselves back to life, essentially. May decided to join that trip as well, much to Cal's chagrin. But May, unbeknownst to the party, had made a deal with Jonas in order to get more information and needed access to the Forbidden Archive, only revealing to the others that she thought Jonas would help protect her in this trip. While Cal and May entered the realm of death along with Tinnitus and Harkin and Tail, they have had a little bit of a rough time, especially with Cal's tether, the person who cast the magic on her to keep her at least relatively safe and to give her a way home, was killed by the creature you now know as the Bargist, just as she was being pushed out of her body, and has now been hunting you, maybe through death. May had a nice conversation with the Bargist before it sank big fangs into her neck and shoulder. Um, Seeing that, uh, although it was incredibly hostile, it was capable of some mangled speech that was intelligible, and had a strange magical thorn collar kind of digging into its throat, as if under the effective control of a mage of some kind. Um, as they're traveling through death and with Cal's protections failing rapidly, um, they have pulled ahead of Tinnitus and the others and are navigating their way through a series of dark canyons lined with caves. And it is through this area, passing through a narrow passage, that they were ambushed as the Bargist, who had been hiding in the rocks above, is currently jumping down with the intention of, in one move, slamming into Cal's back and most likely cutting off her head at the same time. There are certain additional rules and difficulties in the realm of death, which I will not repeat for the recording, but make this even more dangerous, as May, the only person who cannot be surprised and therefore is turning and becoming aware of the Bargus dropping down the moments before it slams into Cal. Uh, we are going to start our game. We have a link to Owlbear, and yeah, we are going to start with May's reaction. Do you still want to try to push Cal out of the way?
Hell yeah. Also, is there any sick, awful music for us to listen to?
Of course there is. I was just getting it set up.
What a nasty guy. Nasty, nasty guy. Yes, anyway, Maeve will be using her reaction to shove Cal out of the way Preferably also getting herself clear of whatever the Vargas might do, but more focused on saving Cal.
Understood. What is the way we're going to resolve this is you are going to try to be faster than the Bargast by either pushing Cal out of the way or otherwise kind of inserting yourself between it and Cal. To be clear, the Bargast is attacking. It is either going to attack Cal or it is going to attack you.
Yeah, I'd rather it take me because Cal can always heal me. I can't heal Cal, so... Yeah, I was just thinking as well with the whistle.
Then, yes. What you are going to do is you are going to give me a dexterity saving throw with advantage as the Vargas is currently dropping down onto Cal, just in that split-second reaction. You are going to try to beat the Vargas roll, and the Vargas has very good dex. So, let's see.
Of course it does.
Oh, but it rolled very poorly. You have to get higher than a 17.
Oh, I didn't. I got a 15.
You got a 15?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you say as the Bargast comes crashing down on Cal unexpectedly?
I think it's just a wordless cry of, like, you know, she's not even able to say look out. Like...
As you wordlessly cry out as the Bargast drops down and slams into Cal's back. With its assassinate ability, Cal has not taken a turn yet, and therefore it rolls with advantage. And if it does hit Cal on this attack, it will be a automatic critical. That absolutely hits.
I'm so sorry, Rudy. I tried.
One was a very good roll. One was a very bad roll. So yeah, that advantage was clutch. That is an automatic hit, and therefore I need to do quite a bit of math because it also has sneak attack. So...
Well, even though I cried out...
What was that?
I said you didn't actually have to do that.
I didn't actually have to do that?
You didn't have to do that.
And I said even though I cried out?
Yeah.
Am I warning?
You said, like, ah! And Cal goes, huh? And, like, at this point in the head turn, gets smashed in the back as this thing drops down. Yeah, no, you're the only one who...
I said depended on warning them.
You're, the only one who, can't be surprised, so... You're the only one who has this moment. Okay. Cal is going to take...
I mean, I don't think I have to look at my current health points, but let me move it over here. Hypothetically. Maybe.
You are taking... How much health does Cal have total?
Jesus.
It's currently 48.
It's currently 48. Okay. With a critical, you are automatically taking 39 points of damage.
What?
So it is possible, not likely, but possible for this roll to deal low enough damage that you don't immediately go down.
I think it'd be really funny if we do go to Elise and she's like, you guys were supposed to rescue me, you dumb motherfuckers.
Yeah. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, I'm sorry to say that is 61 points of damage. Cal is down.
Good.
Fuck me.
Bye bye.
That's the entirety of May's HP. Like, her full HP is 61. That's crazy.
Hmm. As the Bargist drops down, slamming Cal into the ground, the soul here is a representation of the body more than it is the body, which means that although you don't actually have the physical limitations that you would, you still think of it as your body. You still think of it as having the limitations that it does, which means when the Bargist lands on Cal's back, crushing her into the ground and putting the blade against her throat, you think you can hear Cal's spine snap as she immediately folds into the ground. That is its main attack, because May has noticed it and cried out. It is going to take its second non-damaging attack on May. Yep, that is a nat 20. So I will roll 2d6.
Ah, that's alright. I can handle a d6 or two.
Oh my god. That is crazy. Maybe Jonas is...
We're supposed to play the game. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah,
we're actually supposed to play.
I heard that. I wasn't sure about it, though, so I'm gonna try my own thing.
Are they 2 nat 1s?
This is a maiming attack in which it disables you. It got a nat 20, which means I was rolling and going to be 2 disabling effects. However, on a 6 on both dies, nothing disabling happens to May as the Bargist smashes Cal, breaks her spine. The staff it's carrying whips out, just slight
May has a bullet time.
Just slight nick across the bridge of the nose as it tried to carve your eyes out of your head and failed as you dodge and fall out of the way. And as it stands up to its full 7-foot height, looming over you and snarling, you think you can hear it laugh. As it is now, Cal's turn. Please give me your first death saving throw with disadvantage and send me the number privately.
Of course, we don't have our items. Fuck.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use one of my dice from the nice people at the Dimension 20 meetup.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use the power of friendship today.
Power of friendship! Unfortunately, you know what Professor Eggfort says about the power of friendship.
He's
Oh,
wrong.
that's lovely. I like it.
Yeah.
Are these okay, what's the theme here?
I don't know. I just got it kind of handed these two. And
Most of the dice are just kind of random colors you would get in a variety pack, but one person was dressed as the
has
goddess.
really nice glitter. I don't know
Yeah.
if it shows up at all.
The goddess of doubt and mystery, who is all purple. So she had a big bag of purple d20s with glitter in them.
Nice.
Anyway, put that off long enough. That's cocked.
You gotta honor the cock.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, send it to me privately, please, whichever one's worse.
You could sound less gleeful about it. Just as a FYI. Just as like feedback for the experience.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. Then, without further ado, that is Fish's turn. This thing is right up on you. You probably heard a May cry out, a snap, and then turn around to just see this figure looming over you, and Cal is a broken step stool under its feet.
Yep. Okay. Bonus action, Gift of Black Flame. Take 1d6 necrotic damage.
Mm-hmm.
1. That's pretty lucky.
Nice. Yeah. Maybe Jonas is with you too.
To have a blood burn, so that when my next attack or spell, I deal an additional 2d6 necrotic damage, and then that's going to be Blasphemous Darts, which I understand is halved. However, the 2d6 necrotic damage, which goes as normal, should still make it a decent shot.
Mm-hmm.
So the darts. The first dart does, of the 3, 2, which would be halved to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Second would be 3, which is halved to...
Just do because you're all hitting it, just do the total and then half that. It makes the math easier. Yeah.
Alright, then allow me.
So you got 4 damage so far.
Yes. No, isn't that 5?
You said you got 3 and 1. Oh, right. 3 and 2. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, total of... Total of 13. Half of that.
Okay.
Yep.
Halved is always rounded down, so that is 6 points of damage.
Okay, and then I'll roll my 2d6 of additional necrotic damage. Which is 6.
Okay. As you fire off these blasphemous darts, do you say anything?
Nope.
Okay. As you turn, you are even less corporeal than May and Cal in this moment. But as you're looking down at yourself, you watch black run from your fingertips through your veins for just a moment as your fingers light up with a black flame. You shoot it into this blasphemous darts. The Barghest is looking at Cal, seeming to take joy in this bug it squashed, and you would be hard-pressed to say if it noticed you attacking it. You do the 6 damage, and you see Jonas's flame sort of ignite its cloak a little bit. It kind of sniffs and looks up, like confused and wary for a moment, but the flames go out, and you think it is immune to necrotic damage.
Okay, so...
But it doesn't seem to recognize Jonas's magic, in a way.
Right, so the part where you were like, necrotic damage is doubled in the Death Realm, you just told us that to make us waste a turn, right?
No, it is true, and there are creatures in here that are not fully immune to necrotic damage.
Okay.
And there are some creatures,
Including humans.
including humans, and there are some creatures that don't even have resistance to necrotic damage. Also humans.
Okay.
But I
I'd
did
like to
warn you
use-
that some of them will have at least resistance, if not full immunity, and some of them, not the Barghest, but some of them will actually absorb necrotic damage and heal from it.
Well, I'd like to use my movement now to listen, just ignoring the snapped spine, because anything, it can be healed later. Let's just get the actual non-physical body out of the way. Hands under Cal's armpits and dragging her out of the reach of the horrible creature.
Okay.
And I understand that would be halved movement.
Mm-hmm. And you will also take an attack of opportunity as you were leaving its threatened range.
Just me, not Cal?
Cal is unconscious, so is not a like active threat. So yeah, Cal would not automatically fail a death save.
Okay.
It would only you that's at risk.
All right, so that's an acrobatics or athletics check as well. Yes.
No, you just it's just a straight attack roll as you leave. As you
No,
grab...
I mean for dragging her.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
You're right, your hand's just going through her body, trying to pick her up.
Yeah, 6. I think fish doesn't even hand goes through body.
Do you want to have Kekino give you the help action?
Sure.
Okay. Then roll again and do advantage. And what is Kekino doing in this moment?
Screaming
and crying.
Yeah.
With advantage, you say?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a nat 20. That's 21.
Okay.
Whew.
You see Cal broken under this creature, and it is like it still has a foot on her. And you go in. Kekino is screaming and crying and saying, "No, no, no, no!" And as you put your arms into Cal's armpits and try to grab her, your hands start to just pass through her entirely. You're not quite physically here. You're focusing on Kekino and trying not to focus on this broken pile of colliginous. And you feel your fingers hook into something. As you focus just on Kekino, on his love of colliginous, you don't look at her, but you feel your nails catch on her soul in a way. For just a moment, she becomes incorporeal as the Barghest's foot passes through her into the ground and is no longer pinning her, and you pull her away. And in that moment, while you're not focusing on her, while you're focusing your magic on her, but not your attention, she is not quite all the way there. And as such is almost weightless. As Kekino goes to try to help you at first, and then goes to sitting and crying on her chest as you drag her away. With a nat 20, you do not get halved movement. You have your full movement.
Nice. So, it's
into the hole.
Yeah, probably
it's not
not
a real. It's not a real hole. Is it a real hole?
It is a real hole.
Okay, well then fuck it. Then fuck it. Over here. How about
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Give me. Let me do that. Attack roll as you leave its threatened range.
Okay. And while this is happening, Fish is thinking, and dragging Cal, like just projecting the thought, at her.
Mm-hmm.
I'll help you. I'll save you. I'll protect you.
All right. As you come up and grab Cal. You have to get very close to the Barghest, and it's sort of you got its attention with Jonas's magic. It looks down at you, weird, wolfen, morphed human face smile, as it takes its staff, its beheading staff, and just lays the ring over your head. Pull or push or swipe and behead you instantly. And as you focus on Cal and your connection with her, as she becomes incorporeal, he slips, his foot goes through, and he yanks on the staff. And in this moment, you yourself go incorporeal as the blade just passes through your neck like disturbing smoke, and you are fine with a natural one as you drag Cal away, and the Barghest snarls at you. You would take this, necromancer!
And Fish does not even look up from Cal, like doesn't afford fucking Barghest the dignity of being looked at, and goes, yes, I would.
Alright. That is Fish's turn. Barghest is going to take a legendary action, swinging its staff around and trying to clip May. That is a hit with...
Guess what, though? He hit me.
What?
He does some damage. He gets some damage to him.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
That is cocked. That is... Okay. That is 20 points of damage to May as it pushes out with a dash and really like slices into your arm as you're trying to duck away. How much damage does it take?
It's 1d6, so let's find out.
Is this radiant damage?
No, just force damage.
Okay.
I wish it was radiant damage. That would have been... I considered doing that, but after you were like, oh, it'll fuck up the Deathscape, I was like,
it will.
It's a risky move. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
It's one.
Okay.
1 damage.
It takes 1 damage as like a little spike of force comes out of your shoulder right where the staff is and kind of nicks his knuckles.
I bet he finds that real fucking funny. Bastard.
And with that, it is May's turn.
Great. I'm so pleased. May, before she does anything else, is going to say, trying to think what she can fit in. She says, if you stop attacking us, we can help with your collar. We can free you.
As you look up at the Barghest, up and up and up and up, as it kind of looms over you, it turns its head, kind of dog-like, and says, "As I have freed you from the Death Mage, you do not belong here."
Sorry, I'm thinking really hard. I'm torn between going... She just went black for fashion!
She just likes the subculture.
Yeah!
She actually works at the bank.
May says, why do you need to free us from her?
Necromancers are a plague. Death, death, and always death, and those who stand with will die too.
Fish yells over, then we'll die. She didn't do anything to you. And she didn't even
He's like, wait a sec, let me back up before you say that. Wait a sec.
And she didn't even choose necromancy for herself. She's done nothing to you. This is not a personal beef. Who are you to decide to exterminate a whole people?
One who knows their torments and pain.
Because you're the only one. You're the only one who's ever suffered from necromancers. You don't see every other motherfucker who's been hurt by them going and trying to commit genocide.
That is why they must end. And you can see that, like, as it's snarling, its teeth are starting to, like, get in the way of its speaking. It's almost becoming more wolf-like. Its anger and hatred is, like, interfering with the human part of it, like, making itself be understood. You're really pissing it off.
May, at this point, jumps in and says, "We understand, but there are much worse necromancers than us across the, like, canyon? It was a canyon we passed through, yeah?"
Mm-hmm.
She says, "Back through the canyon there's a group of necromancers who seek to master you. We only wish to leave."
As it looks back down at you after looking at Fish, you give me a animal handling check.
God! I don't even know what my animal handling is. Let's find out. Could be worse. Oh, that's an 8.
Okay. You don't know exactly what this body language means, but as you say, there are other necromancers, back there for you to deal with. We just want to leave. It seems like a little dismissive of, like, oh yeah, of course, but you see its ear swivel around to, like, hear behind it and turn its head slightly, like it is keeping track of where Tinnitus and the others are. And as you're watching, the red woven collar yanks and the spikes dig into its neck, like forcibly turning its head back towards you.
May's like, hands are on her weapons, but she actually, yeah, that's not true. May's hands are up like this and she says, "That looks painful and we don't want to fight you. We can help." But she is, like, getting ready to fucking gun it and just run.
Fish doesn't say anything more, but they do think, "I'll fucking kill this thing with my bare hands." Which they're not capable of at all, but it's like, you don't speak for me right now.
Yeah. As it focuses on you, its words are becoming less and less intelligible, more bestial, more growl. But you think that what it says, because it is a little hard to tell, we can help you, we don't want to fight you, then you will die like the rest.
Okay, cool. Well,
it's like
maybe
lowering
shot.
itself to jump on you.
Okay, look, May gave it a shot. Anyway, it happens. She's gonna pull out.
And now Fish calls over, "May, come on!"
May's gonna pull out both her weapons and I don't know if she will attack it actually. I'm just thinking of, like, times when we've almost convinced someone and then gone against them, Mm-hmm. But then also there's, like, nothing left of this thing. Okay, May's just gonna book it.
Okay.
Can she save her attack?
Can she what?
Can she save an attack?
You can ready an attack. So you can say, like, I hold my attack action, and I will shoot it if it moves within 30 feet of us, or it does an attack on us, or something like that. You have to set a condition that triggers it, and then there's the chance that that condition doesn't happen.
Okay. May will ready an attack, and it will be both of her pistols. I don't know if it tries to attack any of them again, but
Okay.
otherwise, which it probably will. But and then she's just gonna move as far away as she can.
Okay. You can go past Fish a little deeper into the canyon if you want, or are you like stopping with Kekino and Cal?
I mean, I can't really. Oh, actually, no. Can I use up my action to help get Fish and Cal further away
Yeah.
instead of readying an attack? I'll do that instead.
You can. You got a couple of things you can do. You can use your action to do an untrained medicine check and try and stabilize Cal, stop her from, dissipating as a soul. You can try and help Fish get Cal a little bit farther away. You would be using most of your movement just to get there, so that help would be like a maximum of like 10 feet or so.
I'll do the medicine check then.
For something else. Okay. You run up to Cal and you give me an untrained medicine check. Go ahead and give me that medicine check. If you roll a 15 or higher, Cal is stabilized.
Fuck, he is hoping. Okay. Please, the love of God. So it got stuck on my dice now.
You gotta honor the cock.
I had to fish it out. I couldn't see what it was. Okay, let's try that again. 19.
19. As Fish is guiding her body over, and you run over, and you look around, and you see how the protection, the thing that was keeping her from being eaten by death, the thing that's keeping you from being eaten by death, although yours is in much better condition, is has like severed in two, an upper half and a lower half on her, completely and totally broken right in the spine. And you think that you can link the magic back together to bring that protection back, and then hopefully the soul will repair itself. And you go up and you pull this magic back together, seal in Cal within this little cocoon. The timer on this magic is still rolling, and Cal is still unconscious with 0 hit points, but is stabilized and will not need to roll any more death saving throws unless
unless it kills her again. And then I'll just do another medicine check. God.
Okay.
Can I get a free check to see how far we are from the sanctuary?
Yeah. Give me a cartography check with disadvantage.
That's not awful at all. Okay, that's a 19.
Okay. With a 19, time is incredibly loosey-goosey here. You find that even, like, trying to count in your head how much time has passed is fucking you up. So it's very hard to tell distance and timing. But you think, based on what you saw of the route, that maybe 10 more minutes of, like, subjective walking from about the pace you were doing before would get you there.
May turns to Fish and says, "We're close. We just have to keep going."
We will.
All right.
And to Cal's body, even though she's unconscious and can't hear, we're getting out of here. It's going to be okay. We're going.
Kekino is like pressed against Cal's chest, but is nodding too really aggressively, like, yeah, we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
We need to do
Kekino actually says, I want to quit and go home.
I want to quit and go home. I have to see Cal get hurt here, and I have to see Belliola getting chased.
I actually do have a secondary Simpsons quote for this situation. which is a favorite of mine that I just think to myself whenever I'm experiencing any troubles of any kind, just in life. So here you go.
I believe I have seen this one before.
Mm-hmm.
Cold, there are wolves after me. Okay, that is May's turn. I guess you technically still have a bonus action. Although you did a lot of speaking.
Is there anything I can do that doesn't require items or attacks?
Not off the top of my head, but just letting you
He's
know.
tormenting me, basically.
No, I'm trying to help you. I'm
I
on
would
your
never
side.
torment the players.
I'm on your side.
Takes another legendary action.
I mean, yeah. Your turn is over, so now it's time to take another legendary action. As you are all focused on taking Callaway, healing her, do you keep looking at the Bargist?
Sure. May looking back to see how close it is, I guess.
Okay. You
Fish, no, just looking at Cal.
Yeah. May, you look at the Bargist snarling at you, swinging its staff at you as you're trying to get away, and you ducking out of the way. You stabilize Cal, you look back, it seems to have started moving towards you. You look back, and it's not there anymore.
Fucking
Cool.
Batman.
May's like, the Batman, how the goons will always be like, what was that?
Yeah.
What was that? May's like, ish, it's gone, and I don't think it's left.
Give me a free perception check.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. That's a 25.
Okay. You see it step up to the ledge of this cliff right here and looking down on you, using its teleport ability.
Anakin, I have the high ground.
You underestimate my power.
Yeah, jump at him. See if he chops you in half.
Yeah, do a flip.
Do a flip. That's absolutely a good idea in this situation. Okay, with that, it is the top of the round and the Bargist turn with Cal on deck. The Bargist is, you can see kind of lifting its snout up and sniffing the air while looking at Cal. And as it seems to not necessarily want to engage you, being like, Cal's dead, that's fine, you see its collar tug forward, and it almost stumbles off this cliff before jumping down and setting itself kind of in your way, moving over to here. As it stumbles, it transforms, and you are now looking at the wolfen form of this creature. Large, strange, bear-like paws in front, as big as a horse, pretty much. And as it kind of sheds its form and jumps down, you see little pieces of shadow cling to its skin as it kind of shakes them off like water. And the wounds are healed as it regenerates due to the absorbing the energy of the Death Realm. I mean, you can ask. It's not necessarily going to answer you, but you can ask. But yes, it sets itself up. It clearly has like readied in action. It's like ready to bite you, but has not like run up to you and attacked yet.
Get that collar off it, I think.
And Fish asked who was your master last time, and it didn't answer, so they're just like,
It was already gone.
okay,
though, wasn't
whatever.
it? Wasn't it already gone though?
Oh, probably, yeah.
It was like in the process of disappearing. It had already like stepped away. Yeah, you went. You were like talking to May, and then you turned and went, "Who is your master?" And I was just like, "And the Barghest isn't there."
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, the Barghest Batman's, as is the technical term.
Cool.
Okay, it has readied an action to attack anyone who gets close, but is not like running at you in this moment. That is Cal's turn with Fish on deck. Cal, go ahead and give me a medicine check or Arcana check. They are different effects, very different. This is not a check for the same thing. I'm saying make a roll.
I just think I think you should roll Arcana and get a like magically come up and heal her, and she's suddenly like level 50. I just think that's what could and should happen, personally.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I chose to go with medicine, and that's an 11.
Okay. With an 11, May and Fish and Kekano, who's kind of rising and falling on her chest, sees her breathing a little more evenly as it seems like her spine is sort of starting to knit itself back together. It's creaking like an old oak tree, but every once in a while there's a pop of like a bone splinter going back into place as her soul is remembering its cohesiveness. Okay, with that, it is Fish with May on deck.
How can I facilitate the healing process? Like
Cal,
the burn, the chiropractic.
Cal is unconscious, not full dead. Anything that gets her even one hit point will bring her back to consciousness.
Okay, so I can do a healing.
Yeah.
Of one of my heals.
Yeah.
All
Anything you do that gives her non-temporary hit points will immediately heal her and make her conscious again.
Okay, then it'll be Wither and Bloom because that's a cantrip.
Okay.
There's a 10-foot radius sphere. Each creature of your choice in that area must make a Constitution saving throw. Oh, only one creature of your choice can spend and roll one of its unspent hit die and regain a number of hit points equal to the roll plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Yeah. No, that works. If Cal rolls one of her hit dice, that'll get her back up.
Okay, do that then.
Okay. I will do a Constitution saving throw just to see if it burns the legendary resistance, and it passes. So these little flickering shadows that seem to be healing it, you wrest control of them and try to stab it into its body, pulling out some life force to heal Cal, and you just see it like sink into its flesh and like not do anything as it's necrotic damage. But Cal can roll a d8, and you get that number plus 4. of hit points back.
That'll be 12.
That'll be 12. You got 12 hit points back.
Look at me. I can take a one-on-one now.
Time to beat the shit out of this thing.
I feel stronger than ever.
I feel stronger than ever, the half-dead Cal says.
She's got scoliosis.
Yeah. There's a moment where Fish pumps your body full of healing. You sit up and breathe in, and the two of you watch her just her front half and her lower half slide in slightly different directions for a moment before her spine reknits.
You know what? I think she already had bad posture. Maybe this fixed it.
Yeah.
This is done. Yeah.
And she wakes up and she goes, "It pains
She had
me.
this incredible moment when the
pains me,
thing pulls
Techno."
him.
Yeah. She's actually not that short, it's just that she's so fucking hunched. If you would just stand up a bit straighter.
Straightened up.
Jesus. Okay. The Barghest is snarling and looks really, really pissed that Cal is up and awake and alive. So.
Oh, hang on. I've got an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, it's Fish's turn next.
It's just been Fish's turn.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Although Fish also has a bonus action, I believe, as well as movement.
Yes. But you said that the fucking thing is gonna come at anyone who comes near it. And
Yep.
we can't go back the way we came, because that's not gonna fucking help.
I mean, you can try and find a long way around. It's just a question of, are you going to lose this thing in the interim, or is it just going to try to follow you?
Okay. Ellie, what are you thinking? And I can adjust my next move according to your plots and plans.
My plots and plans are basically that we are surrounded by giant, really deep holes. May has an ability that can create illusion. Let's line this thing up to fucking get it in a hole.
Yeah, Looney Tunes it.
Yes.
Yeah.
May is basically going to wants us to. I want us to back over. And while it's looking away from the hole, May is going to do the illusion, which makes it look really solid, but we're going to back up behind it and then hope that it just goes Wile E. Coyote style.
No, you know what? It does
What?
It does the Roadrunner. you cover this hole, and the Barghest just walks across it if this is solid ground, and you'll go, what the fuck?
I like it.
Yeah. I also approve of Team
If I just teleport back out, but leave the shot.
Yes, banish him to the hole.
Whole time.
I guess attacking doesn't fucking help, and Fish can recognize this, even though no. Here's the thing: Fish is a very angry person. Even though they know intellectually that, or logically as best they can, that attacking is not going to help. Let's still shoot a blasphemous stance, and I'll give you the total, and then I'll halve it. All right. 14, 7 total. Go. Wait. No. 8. Go.
Okay. You do 8 damage as you blast this thing.
Just angrily. Just like.
What do you want Kekino to do?
Be emotional support to having just woken up from being dead, Cal.
Okay. Then Kekino will save his action to give Cal the help action with whatever she needs on her next turn. Or the next saving throw if that happens before the next turn. He'll be emotional support buddy. Are you going to use any movement?
No.
Then that is going to be May with the top of the round and the Bargust on deck.
Okay. May screams at it with the intent of like having it look at her and not at anything else, like making herself big, like screaming. And as she does this, when she's certain that it's looking at her, is going to project system to cover that hole.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand check with advantage, because Fish is distracting it by shooting it in the face. You're screaming and making it big. You're trying to disguise the usage of this spell so it doesn't notice.
Yeah. Okay. That's a 19.
Okay.
Nice.
That is also what it rolled, so meet it.
Yeah!
With a
Gets busted in the hole.
as it crouches down and like starts shifting from side to side to keep both like you and Fish in eye line as it seems like ready to pounce on you. You take that opportunity, boom, cast a projection system on this hole right here.
Yes.
Okay. And how big is projection system?
It's barely big enough when I was measuring it. It is a 15-foot cube.
15-foot cube.
Yeah. It's just big enough, basically, to cover the hole. Basically, it's going to make it look like a slight dip, because she probably doesn't have enough to...
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And then May is going to be like, back up to the others, and is going to cross around to like as far around there as she can get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got to go out of
Yeah,
your
like
way a
here.
little bit
Yeah.
to get around it, but you can very easily kind of swoop around and get to here.
Yeah. And then she will like, again, like trying to keep its focus now, be like, who is your master? Let us help.
It is in this woven form. So it's more animalistic. You don't know if that actually restricts its ability to speak at all. But as it opens its jaws to say something to you, the collar is suddenly like a stranglehold, and you actually see like black, very viscous, like tar-like blood seeping out onto its chest as it like strangles the answer out of it. But it was gonna answer, so let's do some damage.
Oh. Can I get a free action after this, Patrick, or have I used up?
You still technically have a bonus action, so as long as it's something that could be covered by a bonus action, that's probably fine.
It's literally just going to be probably a perception check on the collar.
Yeah, that works.
AKA looking at something.
Yeah. Math. But math. Got it. Yes. Give me a perception check if you're just trying to see, like, kind of what it is. Give me an Arcana check if you're trying to figure out, like, more about how it functions, like, where it's coming from, things about it kind of structurally.
May wants to figure out how to destroy it. Would that be Arcana?
Arcana would be more useful to you. It is a balance of being like, well, your perception's higher, but Arcana would probably be more useful.
Okay, he is hoping. Please, for the love of God, give us something good. 8.
8? Alright.
Yeah.
As you are looking at it, it is clearly like a magical construct. It's not like laying on anything. It's not like, oh, it's even like a representation of a physical object with a spell laid on it. It is like woven of pure magic in a way. So you know that it is the effect of a spell or power, a termination of it, and so the actual like structure of the spell, where it comes from, and kind of what it's doing, it eludes you. But with an 8, you kind of look at it and see that it is essentially like a choke chain. It's a collar, looking kind of like an overgrown like group of thorns, and all the thorns, you realize, not just some of them, all of them are pointing inward. And so it is some sort of maybe control spell, maybe like harnessing spell. It might even be like the actual spell that Tinnitus was looking for to try to take it over. It's possible it's just that spell that somebody else got to at first. But you really don't know where it's from.
Okay. Worth a shot. Can't wait for another legendary action. Or a lair action, even worse.
It was worth a shot. It doesn't have any need to teleport, and is not close enough to use a legendary action to bite you. So yeah, I think it just passes on that legendary action. It'll be aggressive on its own turn, which is now. Top of the round, and beginning of its turn, you see it start to heal by the magic of death once again. And then, seeing that Cal is kind of up and awake, it is going to charge at Cal and make potentially 2 attacks on Cal. So it's going to run forward, charging at Cal, and try to bite at her throat.
Any way to like get in the way of this?
In this moment, no, but you may be able to do something in just a moment. Let me see. Okay, that is a melee attack on someone who is prone, so that is actually with advantage. Here's a question. What is Cal's AC?
I think like 50.
15?
No, like 50.
50, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not 100?
I saw
I
it
remember
myself.
that. It was after
Yeah.
level up. Like, you know, turning to level 10 and she got 50.
She got the 50
Yeah, it was a
AC
feat.
bonus,
It
yeah.
was a magical feat, yeah.
I
she got.
understand, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
No, it's good,
I
that
think
sounds
we're all in
good.
agreement. So the Bargus attack misses. Because she has a really high AC at 50.
No,
That's
it
what I'm
got
hearing,
higher than a 50.
Well, my laser can fucking spikes, and it's super good against your abilities.
Yep.
I feel like we're on the fucking playground.
It's 13.
Okay. Your AC is 13. What is Fish's AC?
14.
Okay. If you want to try to help Cal,
Yes.
give me a strength saving throw.
Okay.
I'm those muscles come in handy.
Oh my god, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. As the Bargus snarls and charges at a Cal, just kind of getting to her feet, Kekino looks up from her chest. He goes, "Look out!" As Fish turns, Bargus is very mobile, very fast in this form, and is doing a melee attack on Cal. Cal is mostly covered by Fish as Fish steps in the way. And with the additional bonus of being in cover, the Barghest misses, instead slamming into and shoulder checking Fish. Fish digs in their heels, twists out of the way, and the Barghest goes careening off. Fish takes...
Into the hole?
No. Fish takes, that is 4 bludgeoning damage, as you kind of get shoulder checked by a hound creature that is genuinely like 350 pounds.
And as the Barghest bounces off, Fish, like snarls, "Don't fucking touch her!" And I'd also now like at this time to make a reference to that one Futurama episode called The Sting, where they're going to get honey from bee. Do you know the one? And like,
I don't.
Yes. So Leela takes all of the poison from the tip of the thing, and Fry gets fully thinged to the thing. Yeah, I just wanted to say that. Go on.
You know that episode. Sorry.
I have watched Futurama. It's very patchwork. Like, I never sat down and watched it. It was like I was watching
It's a good
it.
episode.
I was watching it with
One of the
random
best.
episodes on TV.
I never felt so old than having been a kid that watched Futurama when it was on every single night and like having watched all of it, is that when people would reference episodes and be like, the classic incredible episode, I'm like, what are you talking about?
From back in the day, and then it was like
from like the 4th reboot, and I'm like, there's so much Futurama I haven't seen that people consider like classics from like a
It's
decade
not as
ago.
good.
The new shit I never watched.
But yeah, I watched Futurama like randomly at night, so I got very sporadic episodes.
Mooney, make him watch The Sting after this. Thanks.
As you shoulder check the Barghest, you keep your feet, you don't get knocked over, you stand over Cal and protect her. As to Cal's perspective, it looks like a horse almost galloped over you and managed to miss stomping you to death with its hooves. The Barghest is going to wheel around, and now focusing back on Fish as the thing that's blocked it, is going to do its second attack, its Maim. That is just a flat attack, which hits. As where is Fish's hands right now? What is Fish doing with her hands?
Like,
Whoa, boy. Whoa.
yeah, not like that, but like post-shove, kind of pulled in like this, ready to jab out again if required. Yeah.
As the Barghest twists around, almost eel-like, whipping around on itself real fast, and jumps on you, it opens its maw and goes for your throat. And as your hands are right there, you stick it in front. One hand loses 3 fingers, and the other gets a fang right through the wrist. You are, until you are affected by any form of healing magic, cannot use somatic components for your spells.
Fuck. Does the momentum push
That's
them
all
both
of
into the hole?
Actually, it's momentum it's like pointing in the right direction of the hole. It kind of needs more encouragement to go that way, since it's obviously very focused on killing Cal. But yeah, it's kind of like facing the right way. It's easier to lure in that direction now.
Oh man, my fingies.
My fingy!
What's going on now?
Look, thankfully it's the left hand and Fish is ambidextrous.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Although
We'll be
you
fine.
did get a fang through like the right wrist, and you're like, that's
Whatever.
the problem.
Carpal tunnel, it's fine.
Yeah.
You get braced
as-
for that.
More like
As-
canine tunnel. That's where
as
we are.
as kind of like this ghost-like apparition, your body is a little more loosey-goosey, not quite there. So as you get this bite, you pull back, you look down and can just see a hole all the way through your wrist before it starts to close a little bit. Go, ooh. By the way, which reminds me, because you are a spirit projection, you take
roll
half damage.
concentration.
You have to roll concentration, but you also take half damage, which means you did not take 5 damage on that shoulder check. You take 2.
Thank you. And now it's time to roll concentration.
Yep.
Like
Roll a
this happens and Fish just disappears.
You roll a Constitution saving throw. You are looking for a 10 or higher to maintain concentration.
Hang on. Sorry, give me a sec. I might have something to do. I can't remember if it's just for me
Okay.
though.
I'm just doing this.
No, sorry, yeah, you go. I thought I had something that could
I
help.
give the
It really
Bargus a
helps
hand
me.
job. Please leave us alone.
Hey.
You seem stressed.
Walking
I'm not
out.
okay. Patrick, I'm not okay with that joke.
All right, I'm sorry.
You should be.
Yeah,
What was the
sorry.
number that I said?
The number you
What-
said, or the number you need to reach?
What was the reach number? Yeah.
10 or higher.
It's exactly 10.
Okay. You
Beat it.
you maintain concentration. As you get this shoulder check, there's like a very slight flickering, like your real world eyes and your spirit perception like layering over each other for just a minute, and you can see the unconscious guy outside your cell like in very slow motion, like trying to roll over. You're not sure if he's like waking up or just rolling in pain. And you are back in the but yes, he is not currently dead, although maybe he's bleeding out. Maybe he's got he's bleeding out internally. And you are back in the fight.
Good.
All right. With that is the Bargus turn. That is going to be Cal with Fish on deck.
Okay. Even in my limited amount of consciousness, have I figured out that the bar guest is only interested in me?
You were kind of out for a lot of the like conversation about like necromancers are evil, I'm trying to save you kind of thing. But you did wake up and see it like try to charge past Fish and entirely avoid May to get at you when you were not in like a good position to be attacked. So you don't know like the ideology behind it. You do understand it's kind of focusing on you to a certain extent.
Right. Well, then... What was that?
You didn't even hear the scream.
They would be like, oh, get over here.
Get over here.
On my date.
I will do a... No, sorry, I'm just double checking. Is Shadow Walk...
I just thought of an incredible plan for you guys, but I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to cue you.
Hey. So Kekino
We already have
comes up
incredible.
with an incredible plan.
Maybe.
Kakano is your PC. Okay. Cal is going to Shadow Walk and then I guess Shadow Walk, run towards where she knows the temple is, and then hide.
Shadow Walk or Misty Step.
Shadow Walk.
Okay.
Full 120 feet.
Give me an Arcana check.
If we could actually just teleport into the sanctuary, that would be really useful.
17.
Okay, with a 17, you are looking around. There is sort of no sun here, no light source. It's dim, but the light seems to kind of come from everywhere. The only like true shadows are in like the caves and crevices you can see, and not really where you're standing. But with a 17, you're like, fuck it. This is all death energy. This is not even like shadow walking. This is like swimming. You know, I just need to push the death energy around me so that I'm in a different place. And you, boom, shadow walk, and you realize that as long as you hit above a Arcana 15 every time you shadow walk, you'll be able to shadow walk everywhere within death without the limitations of your departure and arrival points having to be in shadows.
Is it still limited by 120?
Yes, it is still limited by 120, but you don't have to like pick a little crevice within 120 feet to appear in. Pick a place within 120 feet to appear in.
I'm gonna be like, me, you guys.
Please. That's decent.
Bye.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, you can be off the map. I think you're off the map in any direction you go.
Okay. Yeah, she's just heading towards it, and then she'll also, just for the additional speed, like run the extra 30 feet and then hide.
Okay. Are you, what, like, direction are you going? Because the path kind of snakes around this way, and then you've seen, like, a little bit of a turn here, but you don't know what's, like, past that. Or are you just like, no, fuck it, and you just, like, go to the top of this cliff and start running?
Let me look at the map. I don't think she's necessarily thinking too much about like what would be a good spot. Just like something that's fairly easy to run to and has like good hidey holes.
Mm-hmm. I think
she's gonna play hide and go seek.
Yeah, I think it probably occurs to you that I think it probably occurs to Cal rather that you can get like a decent view from the top of the cliffs, and you don't know if this is like a blind canyon and this is a dead end and you'll need to find another route, or it'll like twist back on itself and so you're kind of running serpentine while it takes a direct line. So I think Cal just goes fuck it and teleports kind of to the top of this cliff to see like where to go from there.
But don't I know, because I had the Nat 20 cartographer check?
You were able to see it from far away, but as someone who has actually done a lot of hiking, you get a general sense of like the lay of the land. You don't keep like a map in your head of exactly like, okay, and then we're gonna turn and it's gonna be 27 degrees to the left, and then it'll rise slightly, and then it'll twist around here. So you know, kind of like generally speaking, what the area ahead is like, but to be like a specific hidey hole within 30 feet, you would need to get something with a little bit of a view. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to do that?
She just needs to get as far as possible, is her thought, and also like knowing that she can't just run forever. She needs to actually get somewhere that he can't get to. So.
Yep, you got it. Okay. You watch Cal shadow step and disappear. Kekano is currently with you. Do you take him?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's good.
The
Vargas
Vargas gallops over and tries to snap at you while you're on the ground. Fish saves you and then gets bit. You watch a finger from Fish's left hand drop and like splat in front of your face on the ground, and you go, actually fuck this, and then you just watch Cal and Kekano disappear. Okay, give me the stealth check for hiding.
Okay. That's gonna be a 28.
A 28, you got it. Okay, a 28 puts you here. And then you have to use half your movement to stand up. And that puts you about here. Hide about here. Cool. Okay. That was your action, your bonus action, your movement. The Bargus now gets its legendary action. It is going to immediately teleport after you and try to hunt for you using its teleport ability. It is, to Fish's perspective, Cal disappears. You turn and look over and see Cal and Kekino gone. You look back and the Bargust is also gone, and you hear a howl on like the far cliff as it is over here. And I will give a perception check to try to find Cal.
And when seeing that they've all disappeared, Fish just goes, "Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!"
God damn it! Too fast.
May, she's still there. Hey, May.
May's gazing at her really great trap idea longingly. No! My one use of that spell for a long rest.
I mean, Cal doesn't have to stay gone. Cal can come back. You can try to trap it. What have you. As Cal hides, you hear a growl and a scrabble of claws on stone as the Bargus is near. And you feel something. A coldness in you. Like a small bit of your life seeming to seep away. Just for a moment. Just a little flash. Do you try to keep it in or let it go?
Does it feel like basically just my like soul?
You feel like your soul was starting and is continuing to dissipate because this protection magic is gone, but this feels like a reaction to something. This is a little more targeted in a way. It's not painful. But it's just like you feel like it's the equivalent of when somebody like realizes someone is coming because they can hear it before they're consciously aware of it, or when somebody knows that someone is looking at them even without turning around. Something like that.
I mean, I feel like I'm being... feel like you are not giving very helpful direction here.
I mean, that's because you don't have any information on what this is. Okay. It's for Mooney to make a choice. Do you keep it in or let it go?
Lord, I'm gonna make the call that Cal would want to keep concentration on keeping her and Kekino hidden and wrapped up in shadows, and she also figures if a bit of my life force goes 300 feet to the left, good, go chase after that, motherfucker, so she lets it go.
The Bargust appears in front of the little cave you are hiding in. Sniffs, and you can see its eyes are glowing golden. And then it turns and starts to lope away. With a 27 on its perception check, it does not find you with your hide of 28. And you now get a Arcana or Religion check based on what happened. Is that the one where the animal breathes in and then sneezes?
It's the one, like, mostly cats do it, where it's a smell that they are confused by or need to investigate further, and so they just stand there with their...
Yeah.
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 I got a 26, which I'm gonna flavor as a religion check because I think Cal feels like, hey, just by observing it, us and the other chuckle fucks are going to be able to figure out its deal magically. I need to figure out its deal religiously, because, like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Does it go to
What
church on
honor?
Yeah,
Sundays?
also a bit of, like, prayer, like, oh, saints, tell me, give me something.
We had a moment. I'm just saying.
Jesus fuck. What is happening?
You're saying to furries.
Dear Saint of Furries, you know they have them. I don't know what your name is, but I know you exist. Sorry, I am just adjusting something you cannot see. Give me just a moment. There we go. Okay. 26 you said.
Yep.
Okay. With a 26, you think that it is not quite scenting, but something similar to it. You think it is a life sense. You think that as a creature from deep death, it's a pretty rare power for necromantic creatures to have, but some have it. You have studied it. Can sense life energy, can see life energy, always knows where the living are. You realize, in kind of a fucked up way, being here in the realm of death and having this broken protection saved you, because you are rapidly filling with death. You are rapidly becoming not a living creature anymore as your soul breaks down, and you think that was just enough that in its haste it couldn't find you. But you do know in the future that you are gonna have to hide really well, and outside the death realm it is probably going to be even easier to find you, as it can sense your life. And Cal is on this part of the map, and the Barghest is about here. Not able to see Cal. This map was not intended to be a continuation of this canyon. I kind of forgot quite how far Shadow Step works. But I will say that there is another pit here and another pit over here.
Here I was thinking we might be out of combat. Oh!
I mean, you have a much better chance of getting out of combat now that this thing can't find Cal, the one it's hunting. But with that, that was the Barghest legendary action. It is Fish with May on deck.
Through Kekino, Wither and Bloom healing for Cal.
Okay, absolutely. Cal, give me another D8 plus 4.
Only a 5 for that one.
Okay. You see the Barghest perk up and kind of rock back onto its hind legs for a moment before sniffing and turning away. You feel like it caught the life energy of the healing magic for just a moment, but couldn't tell where it went. As it's kind of sniffing around and exploring the rocks. You still have a movement and a bonus action.
Okay. Fish goes and closes the gap between them and May, goes over to her, and goes, "Hey, what the fuck? What's happening? Do you know where they went?"
You can, you saw, like, the Bargus, like, disappear over this ridge in front of you. It wasn't like they entirely disappeared. Cal entirely disappeared, because she was being stealthy. But you saw the Bargus, like, appear far away and then head over the cliffside.
You know Kekano is gone. Cal's not going to speak to Kekano out loud, but you can think to Kekano, and Kekano can think back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also,
they didn't...
Also, the way Kekano's communication works is it is, like, primarily psychic. So, yeah, you can kind of communicate non-verbally to a certain extent.
Okay. I'd like to rescind that. And what they say to me instead is, where the fuck are you trying to bargain with this fucking thing?
Because if something's sending it after us, and we can stop whatever control it has over it, it'll stop coming after us, or has a likely chance. Also, forgive me for trying to distract it from the two members of the team who are significantly less hardy than myself.
Hardy, alright. Hard-headed. Let's go after them.
Yes, alright. I think we should just get moving.
That was dumb. You're too headstrong. Let's go chase the wild creature.
yeah. May's like, I think we should let Cal hide and try and draw it out once we get clear of the canyon. We need to move. And unless you can climb however, like under 100-foot cliff face, unaided.
Vish looks at her, and we've got still, no, hold on, let me see if it's a bonus action or what it could be, because this would be very funny. No, it's just one action, and we've already used our action for the heal. But, like, but the funny thing would be if, used levitation and Fish just started going
May, like, jerks her head forward and is like, get moving, I'm gonna try and cover us.
And they do that. And then, also no acknowledgement of, hands or fingies or anything like that. Just doing that. And, movement will be, wait, I already used up some of it, but movement will be, in whatever direction is the way that it's supposed to be.
Yeah, you used 15 feet of movement, so you got 15 left, and then...
Hold on, they do this, and then just fall into the hole.
Yeah, they go, let's go, May, and then they turn and they just step on the illusion. I mean, if you're not doing Eldritch Sight, it does look like the ground to you. You may not remember where it is.
But they go this way, and
okay.
Fall into and have to subsequently fall into the hole, I guess.
Give me a dexterity saving throw. And May can try and catch you to give you advantage. If May so chooses.
Can that not be my action, though? Can that just be trying to help?
It's a reaction.
Okay, yes, I will do that. As long as I can still take an action in my turn.
Yeah.
9.
With advantage?
Oh, sorry, no. Let me go again. Better. No, it's not. It's worse. I do my... so yeah, it is 9, in fact.
Okay. You immediately fall into the pit. It is not directly down. You are like scrabbling at the sides a little bit as May tries to catch you. Give me, Fish, a perception check as you look down into this hole that you are falling into.
Leads into a tunnel network. That would be great.
Uh, 12.
A 12. You get a little bit of vertigo because as you look down into this tunnel system, it's long. It branches off. There are other little caves, but for the most part, it goes straight. And at the end of it, you can see a deeper blackness than you have ever experienced with your mortal eyes, and know that you are looking at something that whatever is down there cannot exist and is not compatible with being a human being.
Okay.
Don't fall. But you do see that it is a long enough tunnel that you could, like, theoretically catch something and climb out. But falling is bad. Don't fall. You can give me a athletics or acrobatics check, whichever is better.
They're the same. 19.
19. You managed to heave yourself up out of the hole with a little bit of May's help. You've used the rest of your movement climbing up instead of going horizontally, but you were no longer in the hole and not in danger of immediate... I don't know, shredding is not extreme enough of a word. Disapparition.
Jesus.
Oblivion. Oblivion's good. Oblivion's accurate. You are no longer in danger of being an Elder Scrolls game.
Okay. Alright. Well, if it's just, it throws May off, however, like, even if she's just holding, like, their fanged wrist, it's just like, and it's gonna go around, even though they have no more movement left, but you understand.
Yep, you got it. That is going to be the legendary action for the Bargist, and then May. Cool. That is May's turn.
Patrick, can we actually go around this section here, or is that actually a hole?
This section here, there is a little bit of space there. It's essentially difficult terrain. You just got to be careful of your footing, but you can do it.
Just trying to think, but if it's difficult terrain, it'll take extra movement anyway, so it's all kind of much for muchness.
I think if you are trying to go in this direction, like trying to go as quickly as possible in a Cal direction, mathematically the difficult terrain still makes it faster than going around.
Okay, well, let's do that then.
All right. Go here, half movement, and half movement, and normal movement again. You can get to about, wait. Yeah. Here. And still have your action and bonus action. And your action can be dash and just move again.
Okay. Well. Give me a second. Damn, that is an action. Okay. Is the Vargas is like still not looking?
You don't have eyes on it right now, although you can kind of hear it snuffling around a little bit, but you saw where it went. So it's not in your eye line, but you can tell it's doing something, so it's not like necessarily like focused on you or looking for you.
Okay. May is going to hide behind that rock. Just here.
Okay. I'm going to use your a dash action to get up here, tuck in behind the rock. Yeah, you are not actually taking the hide action because you
but like using his
you are getting out of sight. You are not as easily seen.
Also, Patrick, our projection system is still active. Just because fish fell through it doesn't mean that it's not there. May is
Correct.
still enraged to maintain it. It just takes an action for her to move it, which we'll probably do next turn.
Yeah. No, correct.
And with her free action, can I take a free perception check to see what the Bargus is doing, or is it not viable to see?
Yeah, it will mostly be hearing, because you don't have a visual on it. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's an 18.
With an 18, what it's doing is getting increasingly frustrated as it is hunting for Cal and not able to find her, which May wouldn't have the context for, but Cal would know is probably something that has never happened in its existence as a weird thing that hunts people in the night. This is absolutely a necromancer boogeyman, where it's like every other time a necromancer has shadow walked away and hidden in a dark corner, and they just like back up a little bit and they hit fur and they go, "What the fuck?" And then the Barghest is there to eat them. It seems to be snuffling around. It howls and growls every once in a while. You can hear the scrabble of claws on stone. You hear very softly, come out, wherever you are."
Guy thinks he's a joker.
That is May's turn. Barghest, legendary action. It wanders slightly this way, still hunting for Cal and not finding her. That is the top of the round. The Barghest's turn with Cal on deck.
Sorry, the legendary action wasn't taking movement out of its turn?
I mean, it didn't technically move. I'm using its legendary action to do perception checks with disadvantage for Cal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The Barghest turn, it stands up on its hind legs, and you can see like a small transformation. Its back kind of like clicks into place as this like serpentine spine clicks into like a human formation, and its shoulders roll and pop back. It is standing on its hind legs, which means I think May can like see the tops of its head and like its ears peeking up over the cliffside. It is going to turn and look out over where Fish and May are, and then it is going to say, "If you don't come out, I will have to start with your slaves." Does Cal say anything in response or stay hidden?
No!
Wait, don't! I like my slaves.
No, she stays quiet.
Okay. Then it is going to do its free teleport. I am going to roll a series of checks here. Give me 1 moment. Let's first do that. Okay. And then we'll do this. Yes. And then I need to look up something really fast. Really fast. Where is it? Where's it? There it is. Okay. What is May's spell save DC? Ellie? Oh, right. I chose the exact moment you stepped away. I'll look it up.
Hello, I'm back. Nothing puts fear into the heart of a gamer like hearing that when they're on the toilet. It is...
Like 16?
Yeah, where the fuck is it? Am I going blind?
It's on the
Yeah,
first
16.
page.
16. 16.
Okay. Then let me double check that. Yeah. Not great. And it is... Yeah. Okay. You have benefited immensely from the fact that the Barghest is not particularly intelligent. It is fast. It is strong. It is perceptive and stealthy. Not the smartest cookie in the jar. So I, the Barghest teleports. I rolled a perception check. It can see both May and Fish. On a random roll, it got evens, which was for going after Fish, and it failed the investigation check to see the illusion. So the Barghest teleports right in front of Fish and just disappears.
Yeah! My final
I am now going to do a dexterity saving throw to see if it catches itself like farther down, but it absolutely is not going to be able to attack Fish this turn, most likely, unless it rolls exceptionally well. Yeah, it catches
It's not
itself.
like the Wile E. Coyote, like, running on air.
It runs on air for a moment, and it uses that to swipe at Fish
Does
right
it-
in front of it.
Looks at the camera, holds up a sign that says "Ruh-roh."
May's like, this is a top 10 gamer moment for me.
All right, the Barghest disappears because it's kind of like in the center of the hole. The DC is higher, but it did manage to catch itself about 15
Yeah.
feet down. It is able to climb back up to the edge to be with Fish, snarling the whole time, and it was gonna ruin Fish, but can't because it used all of its movement and can't quite reach. Okay, that is its turn. It can still.
When's Fish's next turn?
It is still close enough to do legendary action attacks on Fish, but not enough to do attacks on this turn because it used everything. So yeah, the Barghest teleports away from Cal after a big threatening speech, and immediately Wile E. Coyotes into a hole. It now knows
Did
the
you hear
illusion
slave's
is.
line.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, cool.
It now it now knows that the illusion is there and therefore will not fall for it. So I erased the box. But yeah, that is the Barghest turn. As pathetic as it was, that is Cal with Fish on deck.
Time for a 300 moment. They should just kick it in the chest. Into the hole. Bye.
I was about to go to the bathroom, but then I heard. I was like, never mind, it's my time. Yeah, we're gonna just. Yeah, Cal's is going to see it go. And then here, I'm assuming like the cartoon whistle slide of it falling down a deep hole. Yeah, Cal's just gonna keep doing what she's doing, give Kano a hug, a cuddle, and do another shadow walk. Or I guess probably walk out of her cave, see where she should be going, and then shadow walk and hide
Shadow
again.
walk closer. Okay, so you're abandoning the others.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Are you
okay.
taking Kekino with you?
Yes. Can you imagine leaving him in the cave? Bye!
Kekino, where are we going? Yeah, you are 120 more feet, which does not quite take you off this map, but you are very far away from the Bargist.
Quit making him have to put in new maps.
I do have a third map. I just want to say, I did 3 maps to represent the entirety of the Realm of Death, and you've just used 2 of them, so they might get recycled. Yes, Kekino comes with you, jumping across space and time, and you still have your action left, I believe.
I will hide, and I'll use Kekino for advantage, which I should have done last time, but it's fine.
Okay. You can also do a dash if you want to move farther. That's both an action and a bonus action.
No, I just want to hide. I'm already way the fuck away from everybody else. Cal's trying to
Sounds
get
good.
distance, but not necessarily like
Not
the first time she
fully
was trying to get.
abandon them to die.
Yeah, no, Cal was trying to get 150 feet the first time, going at about 120. She doesn't need that extra 30, especially because she's trying to make sure Kekino is still connected. All right.
Okay. That is.
And then my hide is, what is that? 32? 32.
Okay. 32. Let me write that down. All right. You do that, and you hide. That is the legendary action for the Bargist. It is going to do its beheading staff attack, which hits with a 17 to hit. And
It was Fish's turn next, excuse me?
yes, this is the legendary action.
Oh.
It's trying to hit you before you get away.
We don't have to be treated like this.
I'm cold and there are wolves after me.
Yeah. And you're alone. Your boy is so far. That is 11, 18 points of slashing damage to Fish.
Okay. And now Fish's turn?
Now it is Fish's turn with legendary action, and then May on deck.
Okay. Fish snarls so angrily, and so I have to murder you to the entirety of death, Lee. And does a stone fist, which is radiant, which means it does regular damage, and upcasts it by fucking 2 points. So that's increased by 2d10
Okay.
of damage, and it's going to be, I'm punching you in the side of the head with intention of you will fall into the fucking hole.
Straight up donkey punch. You got it.
Yeah.
All right.
And so allow me to make some roll. Except, of course, first we must hit. Oh, please let it hit. Please, I'm dying. My son. What? Will you tell me what the Bargist's armor class is before I tell you?
Yes.
Yes,
I will say that with either failing or succeeding on this attack, you will know what the Bargist armor class is. It is 19.
I'd like to stop at this time to tell an anecdote.
Yeah.
There is exactly one time, and one time only, that I have lied about what I've rolled because I wanted to get a because it was going to be a failure, and I was like, but I really wanted that to succeed, so what if I just lie? And I'll tell you, it was way back when. Ellie, you're not even here. It is Erasmus with the fucking machine gun. We're meeting 9 for the very first time. Fish asks for her name, and you said, do a persuasion roll. And I rolled a 13, and I said 23. And also, the way that I delivered it was very wrong. If I ever hear back to that, I'm like, you are so obviously lying, you silly little shit. Anyway, I'm telling you about this one time that I've ever lied about what I rolled, and now I'm going to tell you the truth, even though it hurts me. I rolled an 11, so I didn't hit.
I actually think that's a feature class of Fish that you get to lie about persuasion rolls
Yeah, every once in a while.
as a treat.
Okay. With a 11, you pull up. In the death realm as this like projection, your fist not only becomes petrified wood, it also seems to become more solid, more physically here as you swing for the Bargus, as you are shedding radiant energy. You swing, and the Bargus, scared, ducks out of the way.
I'll take it.
Not nearly so bad that you die or fall in, but not great.
All right, and now bonus action. Can I shove? Because it would be like off balance. Just like go like, okay, well I missed that. Perhaps, maybe.
I will give you the chance to do this as a bonus action. Yes, even though it's not supposed to be. Yes.
Thank you. And now you understand why I told my anecdote, so you'd be like,
yes,
Ink was truthful about this
so
one
I'd be
lie.
charitable to you.
Yes, exactly. And so will I have to beat 19 again in order to shove?
No, shoving attacks are versus whatever the other rolls. So you roll a athletics check, and the Bargus rolls an athletics check.
Gotcha.
I can roll right now and tell you what you need to beat, but if you think you might lie, I can just tell you if you succeed or not.
I'm not going. Patrick, this happened like years ago now.
Yeah.
I haven't lied to you since.
All right.
Yeah, go on. Tell me what it is, though.
The Bargus rolled a 19 on the die, which means it got a 27 athletics.
Yeah.
So you need to get a nat 20.
No, it's okay. It's all right. I just have a 13. The shove fails.
You go up to shove the Bargus, and it kind of like wraps its arms around you in almost like a hug, if it wasn't for like nails digging into your back. It's gonna shred you. It's gonna shred you like a bad accordion.
Okay. And Fish says, and this is not the right thing to say in this situation, but do it! Do it!
Do it! All right. You can use your movement to try and get away and take an opportunity attack, or that can be the end of your turn.
No, we're throwing ourselves into the hole.
With your movement?
Yeah.
Okay.
He has to come with, because now he's clamped on.
He's not clamped on. You tried to shove and failed. If you commit...
He fucking grabbed... Okay, go on.
If you commit right now... That is very funny, Mooney. If you commit right now to throwing yourself into the hole, you will immediately make a shove attack on its next turn, which comes before your next turn, and it will have disadvantage.
Yeah.
But you are going in the hole.
We're going in the hole.
Okay.
Fish will sacrifice themselves to 100% death and oblivion in Skyrim for real, to destroy this thing.
All right. Then, with that, it will be you topple over. As the Bargus kind of clamps down, you lean down and jump, and you feel your feet leave the ground as you push all of your body weight onto the Bargus. As you tip back into space, the Bargist is going to take its legendary action. It does not know that you are tripping it in, so it is not going to use its legendary teleport. It is in fact going to instead do its maim attack. So, ooh, that is not very good. So let's see. Quick math. Yes. Yeah, that is a 9 to hit. It fails. It tries to shred you from your spine outwards, butterfly you, spatchcock you like a chicken, and you just jump forward and lean into it, and it misses because it's starting to fly back. All right. That is May's turn with the Bargist on deck.
Okay. May literally cannot do anything to help or assist in this moment. At all. Like, literally, I've got no spell points left, I've got nothing I can do. Is it very high odds they're both going down into that hole?
You think... give me a perception check, actually, as you are time slows as Fish is taking this action.
24.
24. You are seeing Fish leaving the ground. You're seeing the moment of equilibrium shifting, your mind automatically shifting through weights and counterweights, forces and angles. You see that Fish no longer has any control over their trajectory. If the Bargist does not save Fish, and why would it? Fish is going in the hole. The Bargist chest is being pushed back, but its hips are starting to slide to the side. It may whip out of the way and allow Fish to fall and not be pushed. But it might lose its balance and it might fall in.
Hang on. Hang on.
Hang on. Hold the phone. Hang on.
Oh, okay. Alright. Okay, that's 30 foot. We're all seeing that where the Bargist is and where Fish is, it's 25 foot from there. Yes, Patrick?
25
from that same square.
From that moment, yes.
And from that same square, May is 30 feet. That's her max movement.
Yes.
Okay. If I get within range and use Mold Earth to both knock the Bargist off its feet and give Fish something to hold on to catch as they fall, will you go with that?
No. Mold Earth is not a powerful enough spell. You will choose one. Fish is giving the Bargist disadvantage on its shove attack. You can either give Fish advantage on their shoving attack, advantage versus disadvantage, or give Fish advantage on trying to save themselves when they fall. You can choose either to, shift the ground a little bit under the Bargist's feet, or try to put out a handhold that Fish can grab onto, but not both.
Which would you rather?
Hold on, I'm getting a meme.
Ink says, I need to meme.
Because my thought is because this is happening so quickly, May won't actively be trying to do something either way. It just
Yeah.
like
That's fine,
blindly,
yeah.
Whenever
Yeah,
so
that's fine.
you want it to extra disadvantage on the Bargus then?
I'm willing to accept it.
I might do a roll, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Just so it's
Whatever.
so let's say odd to help fish, even to fuck over the Bargus further. Yeah?
And one thing to note is, as you are like in this split second making this decision, just as before when you made that split second decision to try to save Cal, you stutter a bit because you're waiting for that voice that says, fuck them, save yourself. And it doesn't come.
Yeah.
Voice
Alright,
you've gotten
so-
used to, you've incorporated as your own. That's telling you to be selfish, to not do things that risk your own safety. And it's quiet.
That's even. I believe that was fuck over the Bargus then.
Yes, it was.
Alright. That's what happens. May's racing forward, reaching out as soon as she's within range of Mold Earth.
Okay.
And just screams out, fish!
Alright. That is May's turn. The Bargist had another legendary action, but is not going to use it because I can't see where they would be teleporting to. That is the Bargist's turn. Fish will roll a shove attack, athletics, with advantage, and the Bargist will roll its athletics with disadvantage. The
May,
Bargist...
how dare you be so hard-headed? Let me fling myself into hell.
You stupid bitch.
Yeah.
May is going to be fucking. Once everything's settled down, she will not let them forget that.
And I will have the Bargist roll be rolled by my own Bargist,
Oh, I thought you were gonna bust out the crossbow.
who is fucking with my dice right now because he wants to roll them. So I will give him the opportunity.
Let
Boy.
me know.
Don't
These
fuck
are
this
yours.
up, little man.
These are yours. Go ahead, knock them off. Here. Here you go.
Has he done the classic cat thing of, I'm no longer interested in doing this, actually?
He only rolled one. I need to convince him to roll the other one. No, disadvantage, boy. You roll twice. Oh, nice. Okay. Wait. Don't re-roll it. I gotta read it. Oh. Okay. Sure, boy. Thanks.
It's
All
gonna be a
right.
fucking nat 20 and a nat 20. It's gonna be 2 fucking nat 20s or some bullshit.
Do you think Pepper would do that to you?
Yes! As an agent
Pepper
of your
doesn't know
evil,
me.
yes!
Pepper doesn't know us.
Pepper does know you because Pepper has curled up on your photo and cuddled with it.
Oh, that's right. Wearing my fish jumpsuit.
All right. I will. Do you want us to say what you rolled first, or do you?
Yeah.
I want to tell you what the DC is. All right. Go ahead and tell.
5.
5 is the highest. All right. With a
I would never lie to you unless it was 2 years ago. in
Unless
the
it was 2
machine
years
gun
ago.
fight.
yeah. With a 9. The Bargus twists out of the way, digs a clawed hand into the rock wall, and Fish falls. As lifts up, breaks contact with the Bargus, and you see in just that moment that you are going to fall, and the Bargus does not. Kekino, curled up against Cal, says, "Mom, I'm scared." And Fish starts to fall. And with that, we will have the rest of the Bargus turn. Bargus watches Fish, looks up and makes eye contact with May, snarls, and leaps across to attack May. Ready to make its 2 attacks.
May's done. Jesus.
That is 1
She's done.
hit.
Yep, she's done.
Okay. How much health does May have?
I'm sure less than you're about to deal me. May has 25 health left.
Wait.
Jonas! Girly pop! Do you want to just quickly Ubermensch me up to level 20? Just real quick!
Wait, how much health did you say you have?
I have 25 left, my max is 61.
With exactly 25 damage. I'm sorry. The Bargust swings its great staff, clipping you in the neck and opening your carotid as May collapses to the ground. Bargus rears up and sinks its teeth into her neck, automatically giving you 1 failed death saving throw.
I've got some great ideas for May's scars post all of this.
I just realized something awful, which is that Cal would usually be like, "Oh no, my friends, I'll have to take care of them." But unfortunately, both of these motherfuckers went, "No, I'm fine." They both went, "No, don't worry, I have health insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about me."
That is Cal's turn with Fish on deck.
Oh god. Hold on, I'm gonna eat my therapy chocolate.
I joked about a tether-pod kill, I did say it.
Alright. Well. So. Having figured it's probably fairly safe with how much movement she has, and with Kekno's reaction, she'll give him a pet and a cuddle and be like, "Yeah. What's wrong with your father? Are they back in the realm of the living?"
Dad tried to do something, and I feel him, and it feels like he fell.
Cal knows that Fish is just gonna get. Does Cal know for certain that Fish can't have extreme harm due to the
Cal does not know that at all.
No. Okay. Oh, yikes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, how far is she from the sanctuary, from the temple?
With this amount that you have traveled, if we continue in combat, it's going to be like another 10 rounds, but you are like getting there.
Oh, Lord.
You've gone a long distance, and the Bargus can't find you anymore.
I think it would kind of be iconic if you kept going.
I unfortunately am leaning that too.
Look, obviously
Do it.
something's going to happen narratively for us. So, like,
Yeah.
from a player's perspective, I'm not worried. I also think it would just be really funny.
No, like that's the problem. Is it's like unfortunately, as we did the whole retcon was that Cal was like, "Don't." May was like, "Hey, don't worry about me. I'm gonna be fine."
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%.
Oh, they
Also,
gotta honor that.
but also, like, realistically, if you come back, you're just gonna get got anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
No, he's not gonna be like, "Oh, thank you for your brave sacrifice. Let me resurrect your
Yeah.
friend."
yeah,
Cal not really caring about it like fucking up Fish at this point, and not knowing if this would work, which is, I don't know, the prayers of Saint Kakano, is gonna put her hand on Kakano and try to borrow any sort of magic connection with Kakano or Fish, and is hoping that Fish being Kakano and Kakano being Fish. Kakano also has his amount of connection magic, and will tell him about being like, try to tell Elise where your dad is, and maybe she can send out a wave of magic or healing or something.
Ekano is concentrating so hard, but you don't know if it's doing anything.
That's okay.
Trying so hard.
Cal's gonna give him a really tight hug and goes, "Do you want to go back? Do you want to go back to the living room so you can be with your dad?"
Yeah, I think I need to. I think I'm really scared.
Okay. Cal will give him a kiss on the forehead and go, "I love you. Be safe."
I love you too, Mom. I mean, Glidden is.
No correction, just like a cuddle and just like forehead to forehead. What's the whatever, the forehead for forehead touch that you have in like a lot of like native cultures.
And Kekino disappears, just like a soap bubble. Just kind of pops and it's gone. And is not here anymore at the moment. What does Cal do?
We do 120 feet of shadow walking. We do 30 feet of movement, and then we hide.
You got it. The Bargist is going to have to take multiple turns of full movement to even like be able to look for you. So I'm not gonna have you roll hide yet. If I start moving him, I'll have you do a hide check, but I don't want to record it. All right. That is Fish with May on deck.
Right. Fish is falling to their death. And at this time, they're like, well, that failed. And when, when you're in a horrible nightmare, and you're just like, well, I know that I'm in a horrible nightmare and that it's not real. So, wake up. Wake up. Wake up. You can wake up now. Oh my god. Wake up in the real world. Holy shit. Why is it not happening? They're just gonna try and simply cease to be in the death realm and return to their body.
Okay. Let me roll something real quick. Do I have enough d10s?
Did they just cast levitate? Is that something they could do, or do they need to be on the ground?
Levitate?
Yeah.
I think they
Can they not just cast levitate?
I think they can cast levitate. Does levitate have semantic components?
Hold on, let me check. Levitates? Yeah, it does.
Okay, then no, you cannot cast levitate. If your hands were working and not full of holes, then
It's
yeah.
worth a shot.
Okay. You. Yes. Okay.
I keep waiting for the beat to drop on this music.
All right. Okay. Okay. Fish careens off a wall as things flash past. You see, for just a moment, you glimpse a strange spider-like creature deep in the caves. A seemingly a lost bat, almost. It looks like a skull that somehow has leathery wings growing out of the material of the skull. And you flash past in just a moment. There is an outcropping as the tunnel slightly angles. You smash into it and bounce off it. That is 41 points of damage.
Yeah. Well, they're out. They're down.
All right. And with Fish incapacitated and making death saving throws, we will go over to May's turn. You have one failed saving throw already. Go ahead and give me a saving throw with disadvantage and send it to me privately. Okay. That was with disadvantage, yeah? Okay. Okay. All right. The Bargast, now that it is free from the distractions of these others, is going to teleport away and try and find Cal. It is not close enough to even make a check to do so.
I would love like a bumbling comedy shot where Tinnitus and Harkin and Teo come in with their fucking stilt, like, ha ha, we're having such an easy time in the realm of death.
I know you're joking. They are not that far away, so I have been rolling to see if they're gonna show up into just the worst possible scenario.
Worst possible scenario for them, best possible for us.
Yeah. Look, more food. Okay, that is the top of the round. The Bargus turn, with Cal on deck. It's going to use its free teleport to get closer, which will put it just barely in range of maybe being able to sense Cal, but it's a pretty low chance. So go ahead and give me that stealth check. You're muted. I can hear you talking in the next room, but...
I said we gave up Keka no advantage to be a good mom.
Yeah.
That's only gonna be a 22.
22. Okay. Ba-ba-bum. Yeah, no, not even a little bit. Okay, the Bargist teleports to a distant hillside, has no fucking idea where you are,
Girl, where the fuck is she?
and turns around and starts heading back towards where May and Fish were. Cal is free and in the clear. And yeah, you can just continue on to this sanctuary in this next step. Wee, I'm spinning like a ballerina. Okay, do you just want to skip your turn because you're just continuing to run and move
Yeah.
and travel? Okay.
Yeah.
Then we will jump in to Fish's turn with May on deck.
Yes, the pit of despair.
First, give me a death saving throw for Fish. And this is just straight. This is not with disadvantage.
Joy of a nat 20, right? That's the just satisfied chagrin chuckle of Patrick will have to deal with my nat 20 now.
All right. I am going to give you a choice.
Oh god.
As you open your eyes and awaken, wind rushing through your hair as you fall into this hole. Your side is almost non-existent. If you were in your physical form, you would have broken like 6 ribs and your hip with how hard you hit. And as you look down, you see your projection form disappearing. Here is your choice. In this moment of awakeness, as you get your nat 20 and regain 1 hit point, waking up and looking down at your destroyed body, you reach out to something, anything that would help you, and you grab hold of something. Now here is your choice. You can banish yourself from death, disappearing from this world and from the Death March with Cal, to come back to your real body and be able to hopefully help Cal from the other side, Cal and May. Or you can call in a favor that a goddess owes you and stay here somehow, hopefully getting back to Cal.
I was thinking of calling out to Lady Inari just myself, if I hadn't, been dead this turn. And so it seems that since you had the same thought, that's the one to go for, right?
As you look through your connections, you feel that piece of you that has that debt. And you feel, as you fall here, something like fur under your hands for just a moment. Soft fox fur. There's no words, no communication with you. But you can reach out and you can ask. Do you do so?
Yes.
What do you ask for specifically?
I have two wordings in mind, and perhaps we can discuss which is best. One, let me try again, or two, let me save her. Which one do we like better?
Let me save her is what I think Lady Inari is less likely to purposely misinterpret. But yeah.
Let me save her. All right. Well, are you going to convert her to Christianity, or like what are we looking at here?
Yeah.
Even
Will
better,
she
witch
follow
her.
me?
No names were mentioned.
Let me save her.
This is
Like
true.
sexually? That seems to be the vibe when I'm getting up here.
Let me save her from bed death.
Let me try again. Oh, to go in the hole? Sure.
Let me try again, just like rewinds time and we roll those saving throws again, and then you just get thrown in the pit a second time without any opportunity to ask for help again.
You're like Lady Inari, I need you to make one of those spider things into my bitch so I can ride on its back up the hole. This is my dearest
Do
wish.
that?
Oh, hang on.
Hmm?
If Fish had killed the spider thing, would this count as saving them from passive necrotic damage of being torn apart?
No.
Okay.
Fish is not in a position to appreciate this at this moment. This hole goes to oblivion at the bottom.
Yes.
This goes through the fabric of death to the end point that all souls, including you two right now, are traveling to. The point at which no one knows what comes after, not even necromancers, because there is no coming back. The
Yeah.
most likely you cease to exist as a being that exists. And that
Yeah.
does not matter if it's a projection or not. You know,
You
that's
just
like,
went out of your way to mention that thing, so I was like, oh, maybe this is Patrick laying the groundwork for how he's gonna get Fish
no,
out of this
it was
whole
laying the
logic.
groundwork for being like, if you push the Bargist and it rolls really unlucky like 6 times in a row, you may have killed it forever.
Yeah.
Don't fall in this hole, please, for the love of God.
I meant the spider thing crawling along. I was like, oh, that was a weird thing to take the time to point out and mention. I thought that maybe you were setting something up with that.
No, Fish has ADHD, so even though they're falling to their eternal death, they're like, fucking spider. Anyway. Yeah, let me save her. With all the implied, so get me out of the hole, please.
Mm-hmm. You reach out with this power along this connection you have, this outstanding debt with a goddess, and you feel like she is so far away. This goddess of things associated with life, festivals, rice, sake, thievery, and mischief. All joys of being alive. This is a dark pit. The gods and goddesses you know are very far from you. But you feel that tug. And as you fall, nothing happens. Nothing happens. Your shoulder is immediately dislocated.
Oof.
You instantly go unconscious again from the pain. But as you rouse yourself to consciousness, you see that your spirit self, this projection of you, has been grabbed on the arm so forcefully that it has like kind of splattered your essence for a moment, and it's kind of like reforming. You turn and look and see a figure, human like but not human, seemingly made of bits of stone and bone, a chest made of some sort of elephantine skull, big curling tusks making its shoulders, a face out of a mask inset, rough polished stone, a blade at its side, a chipped obsidian knife as it pulls you back into the cave from which it emerges. You take a look at this thing, and you don't know what it is. You don't know who it is. You can roll if you would like to try to find out. But
Yes, I would.
give me a history check.
And
10. As you get pulled in, you see what you think at first might be tattoos, but that doesn't really make sense because this is clearly like a carved figure. And you look close, and they're pictographic symbols of stick figures on the hunt, hunting with spears, like what looks like maybe a rhinoceros, a large horse, mammoth. It's a mammoth skull that you're looking at making up this figure. You have no idea from what time period, from where. It might have even been a really long time ago, like the 1860s, maybe even the 1850s. You got a 10 on your history check. But you think this is some god of death, no longer a god, barely holding on to power and influence, centuries, even millennia after its worshippers were died. An early human god. As it doesn't speak to you, but pulls you back into this cave, turns and starts walking. It's not easy going. It's, in fact, really hard, but you're pretty deep below the surface now. As you pass along, you see no other creatures, no other movement, just the slow grinding of this being as it walks in front of you. And then as you turn a corner, it is no longer there. And you feel a connection snapping. As this god, whatever it was, this ancient god of death, gave up the last of its power, last of its ability to keep you from oblivion. And you just have to keep going, winding your way out of these tunnels, hiding occasionally from creatures skittering around, low moaning of things you would rather not meet, till you eventually emerge on the surface. You emerge on a cliff face, looking out deeper into death. Now that you're in an open space, you can appreciate what your legs have been trying to tell you, but that you didn't listen to before. The death slopes. You've been walking downhill this entire time. Up and down and up and down and down and up and down and down, slowly getting closer and closer. And as you look out on this view, swirling winds and howling screams, louder, more plaintive, but also less human. You see mountains and canyons and valleys as you look into the deep darkness. The Gate of Oblivion, Kingdom Hearts, in the center of sorry, in the center of the realm of death. In Shallow Death, the place where most people, even the most talented necromancers, die because of its danger. The slope is very gentle, but as you get deeper, it gets more and more extreme. As you see, in an almost Inception way, you are on the walls of the funnel as the world of death wraps around you in your view. You have no idea where you are. You don't know how to find May and Cal. You don't even know if they survived the Barghest, but you survived, and that means you can find them again.
And I will.
And you will. You are deeper in death than probably you could even imagine being. Deeper perhaps even than the trial intended you to go. And there is a strange whistling on the wind. Mixed with screams and cries. Pain. Agony. The rattling of chains. Coming from deeper in. Even deeper. So you check yourself over and realize that at this point you have perhaps half an hour of protection left. Not even enough to get back to the tether, even if you were with the others. Even if you gave up, you don't know where you are. And because we were jumping forward in time just a little bit, we now head back into May.
Patrick, I just wanted to confess a crime in the spirit of today. And I do this mistake.
Lies.
Yeah, I do this mistake all the time, and you have usually given me a pass for it. I'm just letting you know so you can flavor or punish me for it as you want. I realized that Cal lost concentration on Pass Without Trace when she died, and I was still rolling with
Okay, yeah. No, I understand. Thank you for being honest.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I think so I want to say, just as a joke, so previously, a joke, but also we can make this real. Previously, the last time I did this, I didn't tell you, so you rolled Kekano with Pass Without Trace after Cal had gone unconscious, and then we joked that Kekano had manifested placebo effect of Pass Without Trace.
Yeah.
And I would like to say, I'm not gonna take advantage of this, but I'm just saying this could be something that happens, especially when, you also should have caught me on that. That Gekino can do the, teddy bear spare concentration thing, but only with Pass Out Trace and only when we're not paying attention.
I think fully what happened in that moment where Kekino was doing Pass Without Trace is that an enemy, like, saw Kekino being like, and just went, nah, and just, like, turned and walked away. It's not worth it.
Kekino's gotten really good at throwing his voice, so now he just goes, "Oh no! Collision is help!" And the fucking banger snatch was like, okay.
Okay. All right. That brings us to May. Please give me another death saving throw with disadvantage.
Double nat 20s! Double nat 20s! It's statistically possible!
It is statistically possible. It's like a 1 in 400 chance or something, which is not super low. Okay,
That's really not like 400. Come on now, that's
Yeah.
fine. We can do that easy.
no, you roll 400 dice in the course of, like, you know, probably 20, 25 episodes of a campaign. But with that, it is time to jump ahead to the Bargist, who stalks back over to May's unconscious, dying body. And I want May to give me a... It wouldn't be perception. No, I think it would be medicine. Give me a medicine check.
Uh, 16.
16. You are experiencing a crossing over. Your eyes start to flutter open, and you see a necromancer sitting in front of you. Smell your own blood as the wounds you've taken in death are here on your body. Bites bleeding freely. Little blink, and you're back in death. You feel so distant from yourself, so distant from your body, that this is the end. You don't think there's a lot left to tie you to this life. You think back to Cal and Fish. Think back to Sinner. Think back to things you wanted to discover but never really had time for, and things unfinished. As your eyes flutter open, and almost from a distance, almost viewing yourself in the third person, you see the Bargist stand over you, raise up its staff, line up the blade at your neck, and stab down. And in that moment, as final blow comes, you hear quietly in your head, "I think that's quite enough of that," as the choke chain on the Bargist tightens and its movement is stopped and locked in place. Fighting against it, shivering with the effort, spikes buried in its neck, Icarus blood dripping down onto your face. The Bargist uncurls a paw, stretches out, touches your forehead. And you are stable as you pass out again. And the last thing you hear before you go unconscious is... I knew this would be difficult for you, but it was mostly a test for Caligulus. It's supposed to be hard, not impossible. I still have use for you, and we still have a deal. Rest up, May. Hopefully nothing snacks on you while you're out. And you were unconscious. As your eyesight fades, you see the Barghest walk away. Slow blink. Barghest has disappeared or time has passed. Who knows? Meanwhile, Caligulus hiking through the canyons, stumbling up to a shining beacon. Found the sanctuary, found the shrine. And when you enter its bubble, it feels like coming home. As you collapse in safety. Once again, close to this carved pillar, tired eyes running over the image of a saint you've read about, but not one that's too important to at least your faith. You feel the tremors again, shaking. Power of Elise running through, and think maybe it's a little bit closer, but it is still so far away. And it is with that that we will end today's session of Well Dressed Bones. Thank you, everyone. It was not a total party kill, but it was a drastic separation, as you are all now separated in death. And I will see you next week for the continuation of this death march.
Are you happy? Are you satisfied, you smug motherfucker?
Was that fun for you?
It was fun. It was fun. I fully expected you guys to be like, okay, we all go and we run, and we just run. We don't fight this thing at all. Don't even do the check. We just run. Yeah, and you survived.
No, very painful for me knowing, like, as a character, Cal would turn back, but being like, no metagaming. She thinks the other two are safe.
Yeah.